Welcome to the Construction with Character podcast brought to you by Gotcha Covered Portable and Metal Buildings in Tyler, Texas. This show is built for homeowners and property owners across East Texas who want to make smart decisions when it comes to building, planning, and improving their space. Each episode delivers straightforward, real-world insights so you can avoid costly mistakes, work with the right people, and get the kind of results that actually last. So, without further interruptions, here is Kenny Cargill to talk about today's episode. Kenny?
One thing that comes up pretty often this time of year is people wanting to get a metal building project started before summer winds down. That makes sense because folks are looking ahead, trying to get things done before weather changes or before schedules get backed up. What a lot of people do not realize is that some of the most expensive mistakes in construction happen long before the first piece of material ever shows up. Usually, the biggest problems are not caused by the building itself, but by decisions made too early without enough planning. A lot of people naturally focus on the building first. They start thinking about size, price, colors, and materials before stepping back and looking at everything else that needs to happen around that structure. The truth is, planning around the project matters just as much as the building itself. Sometimes even more, because one missed detail can create a problem that costs far more than people expect. There was a project not too long ago that really reinforced this lesson. It involved a property where work was scheduled around a pool installation, and on the surface everything seemed straightforward. But before anything started moving forward, time was spent walking through the entire property and looking at what sat underneath the ground. That extra attention revealed sprinkler lines running directly through an area where excavation equipment would be working. Now imagine if that had been skipped. Equipment shows up, lines get damaged, repairs become necessary, schedules shift, and suddenly a project that looked simple becomes expensive for no good reason. That situation had nothing to do with bad workmanship. It had everything to do with understanding that good planning prevents unnecessary headaches before construction even begins. The same thing happens with metal building projects all the time. Sometimes the issue is drainage, sometimes the pad work has not been thought through properly, and sometimes people underestimate how site access affects installation. Late summer can make some of these problems even worse. Ground conditions can shift, weather patterns can change quickly, and rush decisions usually happen because people feel pressure to finish before the season turns. That is why slowing down at the beginning matters so much. Taking time up front to ask better questions usually saves a whole lot more money than trying to fix mistakes after the project has already started. A good builder should never just focus on selling the structure. The real responsibility is helping people understand the full picture so they can avoid surprises later on. That sometimes means having conversations people were not expecting. It may involve talking about site preparation, utility lines, drainage patterns, permits, access routes, or issues that do not feel exciting but absolutely matter. Good projects are rarely the result of luck. Most successful builds come from clear communication, careful planning, and paying attention to details before money starts getting spent. This has always been a pretty simple philosophy. The goal should never be rushing someone into a decision just to move a project forward faster. The better approach is making sure people feel confident about every step before anything gets built. A project done the right way usually starts with asking better questions long before construction begins. At the end of the day, expensive mistakes are rarely random. Most of them can be prevented when enough time is spent planning before the work ever begins. Doing things right up front may take a little more time in the beginning, but fixing preventable mistakes later almost always costs a whole lot more than getting the plan right the first time.
You've been listening to the Construction with Character podcast powered by Gotcha Covered Portable and Metal Buildings in Tyler, Texas, a full-service outdoor spaces company. If it's in your yard, they can build it offering full delivery installations and set up for portable buildings, metal buildings, outdoor furniture, play sets, custom cabins, and storage and more. If you're planning a project or need guidance, you can call 9032-825-750 or visit constructionwithcharacter.com to learn more. When it comes to building in East Texas, integrity and planning make all the difference. And this is where those conversations start.